Let's travel back in time. It's 1845. You're on your way from San Francisco, California to Portland, Oregon. You've been traveling for a long time, and you're hungry and tired. Where will you stop? Wolf Creek Inn.
Over 130 years ago, Wolf Creek Inn was a way station between San Francisco, California, and Portland, Oregon. Now, it is a way station between the land of the living and the land of the dead.
For the next 3 nights and 4 days, a dozen friends will be searching for evidence of those poor lost souls trapped in this holding place.
Here we are on a road trip with Malinda Hoke on our way to Wolf Creek Inn.
I'm really excited to go to the ghost place. I'm looking forward to seeing some ghosts.
If you decide to take the journey,
and travel out to Wolf Creek Inn, you will find yourself lost amongst some of Oregon's most beautiful forests, winding down a back road to the mystery of Wolf Creek Inn.
Wolf Creek Inn has been a place to house many travelers, some celebrities like Jack London and Clark Gable. Our team has come here to look for evidence of spirits. There are said to be 5 spirits haunting these rooms. A ghost of an older man could be a previous owner. A young woman, maybe a child. A female stagecoach driver who dresses like a male. Jack London. An old vampire, maybe evil. Here is our team and all of their equipment. You see, one of them has even dressed like the stagecoach driver. We have recorders, we have EMP meters, temperature gauges, everything to look for proof of these spirits. Come with us and see what we find. This is going to be an interesting time here at Wolf Creek Inn.
Follow us for the adventure of a lifetime. I can't wait to see what's inside there.
This room is a little bit different. A bunk room here at Wolf Creek Inn. And this room is Jack London's room. He spent many nights sleeping in this room and writing many novels here. He found this inn comforting to write novels in. And here, it's like a museum. A typewriter that Jack London used to write novels on. Welcome to Wolf Creek Inn in Oregon, a way station in time and space. The first place we're going to go is the women's parlor. This is the women's parlor, a place for important people, women with children traveling alone. They needed someplace to feel safe when they were afraid. As you can see, I am working with some highly sensitive equipment in an attempt to communicate with the dead. In a moment, we're going to be doing an interview in the women's parlor with Joseph Hergert. He's going to tell us about an evil entity here at Wolf Creek. You'll notice on the table is an electromagnetic frequency radiation detector, a device used for communicating with the spirits. You'll notice it's showing fluctuations, specifically when he talks about this evil spirit here at Wolf Creek. Watch and you'll see what I mean.
So, most of the entities or spirits, ghosts that are said to be haunting this place, Wolf Creek Inn, are harmless, good, or, they don't mean anybody any harm. But there's one story about a ghost, or some people say it's a vampire. Some people have said that they see just glowing fangs, or they talk about seeing eyes or a specter with blood around its mouth. But this is really probably what they say is an Indian who was hung at this hotel. His spirit haunts
the inn here, and then possibly like the forest area out around the hotel, and it's like a vampire or some sort of an evil entity that wants to be seen as a monster.
So what is it you're gonna do? I'm reading the tarot cards.
Oh, I got a very accurate. See, I want to catch up video. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to select 5 cards. Doesn't matter, and then put them down on the table exactly how they come to you. So you can just go through and feel them if you want to, or you can count them or whatever. And
The fox is always in flight. The key.
and
The 10 is close as home.
make this move again.
Joe.
Do you want me to read the cards for someone else?
I think it
Or
likes.
you want me to read your cards?
Do you want Betsy and Dave to talk about the pop in their room?
That was weird.
You don't want to see my naked body.
Well, anyway, they were asking
Joe,
questions
what
and they
But
got
But
responses.
it's funny, both times when you finished reading that, it started responding. I'm pointing, I'm going, hey,
That's right.
when we were done, and then when you did, yeah, it's bizarre how, so it's, some of these,
It's like the
okay,
things are freaking
yeah,
out.
I'm probably enjoying hearing that.
Early today, Betsy and I were just sitting on our bed, recording, asking a few questions with the recorder, and didn't hear nothing. We played it back, and right in the middle of asking questions, we heard a very distinct, loud, clear, like that. And and we didn't hear it when we were asking the questions until we played it back, which is crazy. Because it's not the recorder making the noise, you can hear it's a definite noise, which is weird. That's it.
That's awesome.
I
No.
know.
Cool.
Don't know what it is, I'll explain.
Betsy and Dave are referring to electronic voice phenomenon, EVP. This is when you use a small personal voice recorder to try and pick up the sounds of the dead. We did this in many of the rooms here at Wolf Creek Inn. Next, we're going to show you some of the most interesting of these experiments. It's Father's Day, June 21st, 2020. What you're about to see is a series of attempts to communicate with the spirits using EVP, electronic voice phenomenon. First, we're going to show you the video of just the camera and us asking questions. Then we're going to play it back and show you what the recorders picked up. Listen closely for voices or strange sounds from the other side. So we've all been invited here to see if we can find an entity or a person who's passed on who might be willing to communicate with us tonight. There are a few places in this world where the barrier that separates us from the spirits is just a little bit thinner. Wolf Creek Inn is one of those places. Join us tonight as we try to communicate with those spirits on the other side of the void.
Is anyone here?
Is there something you'd like to sell us?
Do you see any other ghosts?
Why is this room so special?
Hi, my name is Betsy. This is Dave. anyone in the room with us?
What's your name?
Is there anything you'd like to say to us?
If you can, see this little green light? See if you can touch by the green light. It'll make it light it up. Is it okay that we're here? Do you mind?
Did you used to stay in this hotel?
Okay, this time we're going to play back the exact same videos, but we're going to play back what the recorders heard over top of the videos. So listen closely.
Is anyone here?
Is there something you'd like to tell us?
Do you see any other ghosts?
Why is this room so special?
Hi, my name is Betsy. This is Dave. Is there anyone in the room with us?
What's your name?
Is there anything you'd like to say to us?
If you can, see this little green light? See if you can touch by the green light. It'll make it light it up. Is it okay that we're here? Do you mind?
Did you used to stay in this hotel?
One of the most active spots at Wolf Creek is the portal, and they left it open. Let's see if we can get a reading. This thing's going crazy. There's definitely something here.
Let's have a moment with Scott, Tim, and Joe about some of the spirits here at Wolf Creek Inn.
So there was one story that I'd seen that one of the entities supposedly that roams the halls of the Wolf Creek Inn is supposed to manifest itself and act as a child, in particular a little girl. But there have been tales that it's not actually a little girl, that it's actually something darker that's showing itself as a little girl, so it's to lure people in, and that it's actually supposedly much darker and not actually a little girl.
Is that the one that eats the candy?
Yeah.
That people were saying that actually.
Yeah, and so supposedly.
That actually likes Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I had thought about when we were upstairs doing the readings, is I had the M&Ms sitting, and so I'm wondering if that might have been part of the allure or the reason that we were getting so many readings on the EMF meter.
Because of the M&Ms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe not necessarily the cards or the readings,
Yeah,
but
that
possibly
shows-
that the candy was sitting right there.
Getting ordered to the candy.
It's going off again.
I didn't, yeah, so I'm wondering if everyone got some more candy.
We might get some more readings.
Yeah,
but it was going off right there. I
And
just saw it.
another thing is that a lot of times in pictures, they were seeing a hand.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The gentleman said he saw her hand go through the dish trying trying to grab for the Jolly Ranchers.
Right.
Yeah.
How would that be if you were like on the other side of the dimension of the world and you were like trying to grasp what you always wanted, but you just can't quite get it?
Yeah, that must be very frustrating. You know, you're just like, you want the
So
treat.
I think if I ran upstairs and got some more M&Ms and put them down and continue our conversation.
I think that'd be a great idea.
Okay, yeah, that sounds cool. I'll grab some candy.
Okay, awesome.
There's some sugar and some candy right there next to that black box. And if you want to, you can have some of that candy. Or you can even have some of that sugar. It's really sweet. That's what candy is made out of. And you're also welcome, if you want to, you can make the lights on the box change colors while you're eating the candy.
I hope you enjoy the candy. I know you like Jolly Ranchers, because you were trying to reach for some a while ago. Are you doing okay tonight? The candy good?
Can you catch a ghost with sugar? I don't know. But next, Scott and Joe are gonna tell us about the vampire, the Indian that lurks in the darkness here at Wolf Creek Inn.
You were talking earlier about the entity that shows itself as a vampire.
Oh yeah, the one that was possibly the Indian that was hung here. People say that it shows as maybe just a pair of fangs or maybe a mouth with blood around it.
And is it supposed to be harmful to people or hurt them?
That one is the one that's said to be evil here. Like probably all the other ones are all good or like at least benign, but that one people think it's wants to be seen as a monster.
Okay. And now I've been told that there's a possibility that other ghosts help keep it at bay. They try to protect the guests from bad things happening to them.
It's kind of like that one friend you have at the parties that always causes a lot of trouble, has too many beers or whatever, and everybody else tries to keep. I think that's what all the other ghosts like One-Eyed Charlie isn't necessarily bad. She was the guy that was the stagecoach driver, and the little girl. It's hard to tell what that one's good or bad. And Jack London and Clark Gable, those are probably good, and they're probably always keeping that one in check.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't sensed anything really horrible out here yet. We've walked around a little bit, but we've got some of our equipment with us so we can hopefully catch some kind of sound or sight or sense of something out here. So we'll check some more to get this stuff out back in a bit.
It's a dark night, and we're in the forest in the backyard of Wolf Creek Inn with Scott Rugh.
We're here in the back 40 of the Wolf Creek Inn, where you can see a lot of space behind us, kind of foresty and kind of spooky actually. We came out here to see if we can detect anything that might prove that there's something out here, the vampire or whatever we can find out here that might be something we can show you for footage. This also is Bigfoot country. Some call him Sasquatch, skunk monkey, whatever you want to call him. One thing we know about him is he's elusive, or she, or they. But there's a huge festival every year for the Bigfoot Festival, where all sorts of people from all over the country come to celebrate and talk stories of the elusive Bigfoot. I'm not saying we're going to find one, but I will say that this is a very mysterious country out here. A lot of things happen, a lot of unexplained things happen, and we're out to find it.
see if we can uncover anything. So stick with us and see what we can find.
This is the backyard of Wolf Creek Inn. It's really quite spectacular. Beautiful forest and scenery. I want to show you a little bit of us having a great time in the backyard. Then I'm going to show you some great night shots of the backyard. Then I'm going to show you some EVP we picked up in the backyard. Stay tuned.
I think they're portals.
They're great.
Portals from hell. Portals from hell.
There's some characters in this bunch.
Oh, now that looks
Besides you.
like a vampire
Way
player.
besides.
Like what was on TV. Hey,
Yeah,
that looks like what was on TV.
I think it was. They came out here with their big video cameras, zoomed up into that forest, and made it.
Let's go check out the place where they checked out.
Oh, yeah,
really.
shaky camera, and you start getting. You got a stocking cap you can wear? Hey, tonight, somebody's got to start running and screaming. I want to be there tonight.
What is this?
Dude, don't touch it!
Oh, don't touch it!
Tim, this was
Somebody left their
Vic,
garbage.
I found a cold spot.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's a breeze.
it's cold. There's something out here.
Oh, no, it's just laying down.
I think it's even one of those turkeys.
Maybe. It's rolling the grass.
In fact, your son is going to go down.
So you can see how dark it is out here tonight at Wolf Creek Inn. And we're doing some long-term exposures. This is just a different way of fishing for a ghost. This is out in the forest behind Wolf Creek Inn. Listen to those crickets. It's just beautiful. It's a peaceful, it's like a meditation when you're listening to those crickets. We're gonna go over here to the DSLR and we're gonna point it out there in the forest. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, and you can see our settings there. We're at 30, and I don't know if you can see, it's a 30-second exposure and f/22 and an ISO of 1200, and we got a 300mm zoom lens, but it's zoomed all the way out just to try to let more light in. We're gonna go ahead and hit this trigger, and let's see what we get. So I'll catch back up with you and show you what I got. And we'll take a look at that. That's how it lit it up. There we go. Focus is in. That's an interesting shot. And what if you zoom way back in along that tree line? What would you see then?
Right as it's down, but not. Oh, it is, right, yeah. There we go, now I can see.
Like, I'm so pretty, where do you want me to look?
I'm gonna take a picture and send it to Malinda. What?
Probably got more room.
So there's a lot of stories about hangings out here at Wolf Creeks, and we think that if there was any hangings, that this could be the tree right here, because this is like a perfect hanging tree.
Okay, so you've gotten a chance to see the beautiful backyard here at Wolf Creek Inn. Now we're going to walk through it at night and listen to a time when I picked up something that was a little bit scary. Come check it out with me.
What's you guys' name?
I'm Joe.
And I'm Victor. Nice to meet you. I got tickets all over me, bro. Nice to meet you guys.
You're going to want to turn the volume up all the way here. What the hell was that? Let's listen again really close. This is Janelle Meadows. And this is Niki Leighton. These ladies were some of the staff at Wolf Creek Inn. They were both a fountain of knowledge. They told us many fascinating stories about Wolf Creek Inn. I'm going to take pieces of their interview and put them throughout the video just to keep things interesting. Okay, now we're going to show you something interesting. Some orbs we got here at Wolf Creek Inn. These strange blue floating lights. Check it out.
Jackpot and orbs.
So, okay, so now,
try and see if you can get them on your camera.
back here they come down. They're going back up there. Gate's gone. And if we start from over here, down on the floor, so they come up, oop, one way. Now it's on Victor. It's totally right there on Victor. Now it's on Lance. Okay, here, look, right there it is. Look, it's the biggest day right there.
Yeah.
And like you move forward, and there it goes over here. Get it on the skeleton.
So weird. Can't see if you can try to get camera. Oh yeah, it's there.
So I was in the basement and I was the only person here. Everybody checks out by 11. And the innkeepers had left. They went to go shopping and stuff. And I was the only person in the building. The ranger wasn't here, nobody was here. And I could hear someone walking up and down the guest hall when I was in the bathroom. And then I could hear somebody enter the room above me. But the door never opened. So when I was like, so I was kind of like, So I came upstairs just to make sure, but there was absolutely nobody here. Nobody. Wow. And then in the basement all the time when I'm down there, I see someone walk by out of the corner of my eye. And just a few days ago when I was in the basement, you can hear somebody walking down the stairs. They're very, very loud, but there was nobody there. So, and on another occasion, actually I believe it was Janelle and I, first we went through the kitchen. I heard someone walking around, so I went into the kitchen and there was no one there, and I came back out through the dining room and the lights were flickering. Quite like really fast, like almost like strobe light flickering. And it's an old house. Old houses creak, but it wasn't, And then we came upstairs and I spoke to a couple who had asked me about the dog barking all night long. And we didn't have a dog in the inn that evening. And then they said that they had gone over to the deck and they seen something, but then when they came back through the ballroom, that the lights were flickering in the ballroom also. And that was the same day. And on another occasion, I was actually this just happened, in the room 2 downstairs. I was making the bed and I always leave the doors open and the door closed on its own.
Dude, this place is freaking me out.
Hey Joe, I think something bad happened in here.
So what's your name?
I'm Janelle.
Janelle, how long have you worked here at Wolf Creek?
I want to say about almost 2 months now.
Okay, and just already in 2 months, what have your experiences here been?
Pretty interesting, honestly. So walking through it, you wouldn't know it, but it definitely's got that feel of hauntedness. When you walk past something, something's walked past you, and you're like, whoa, hey, what was that? Do you know what it was? No, but do you see it? Yes. Can you see it completely? I don't want to say yeah, but out of the corner of your eyes, you definitely can see something haunted.
And my husband is a non-believer, but recently he was like, you know, I have to be honest with you. I've seen someone walking in the hall. And I'm like, I told you.
I need a video of it. Okay. All right, there we go.
It's just deafening.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay, so what we're seeing right here is kind of a faint outline of a woman there. So if you look, don't touch that. If you look right here, oops. Look right here, you can see the woman. Is that what you're seeing?
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing.
Okay.
Okay, I think I've got it on video a little bit.
Yeah, you can sort of see
Well,
her.
if you want to redo that part a couple of times,
I can sort of see her. I think I see her right there.
you know, you could use a little pointer.
Oh, the laser pointer.
Yeah, it's better that yours is actually weak, because mine would.
Okay, so
be
I'm gonna go get it out of my
torch.
room. So what we're seeing here, oops, is right there. It's kind of an outline of a woman. It's even better. If you can see that, I think we have something on camera there. Looks pretty interesting.
I do know that several people have said that they've seen a woman in old-time garb hanging on the porch out there. We're not allowed to be on the porch anymore.
After we saw that silhouette of the woman, I started looking at the windows to see where it was coming from. As the moonlight was showing through that window right there over the table, it was projecting that image over here where the light switch is right there. If you look through this window, right there, you can see it's a little warped. We're going to show you that again. Take a look at this window. It's the second one up from the bottom. And you can see just like how warped the light is when it comes through it. It's almost like, because that's an original window. It's been there for like 130 years. I wonder if it's possible that someone's soul got trapped in that window, like a soul might get trapped in a mirror. Let's take one more look at it and just see how warped it is right there. Look at that. It's pretty interesting.
So my question is this place haunted?
Absolutely. The room's haunted, the basement's haunted, that room's haunted. Everything, room 8 is more haunted than anything else I want to say. But yeah, you hear things, you kind of see things out the glimmer of your eyes, and you feel it more than anything. Absolutely haunted, that there's not a doubt within my mind, but other people may have doubts. But yes, in my experience, it's definitely haunted.
My partner and I, we were waiting for the diner to open for breakfast because we were on a late night call, and you know, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something, and we were starving. And we're like, well, let's go hang out at the cemetery because, you know, the restaurant's gonna open, you know, here in like the next 45 minutes. And so we got out of our ambulance and we were walking around. The back part of the cemetery is the oldest part of the cemetery. So old that they have wooden caskets, that the caskets have dilapidated, and the graves are kind of sunk down like this. And there was a bunch of, it was like fall time and there was leaves all over. Well, there were some branches that had fallen from the tree that actually looked like hands coming out of the grave.
Oh, wow.
And then there was like all kinds of weird noise, and my partner screamed and I screamed, and then we both ran. I'm like, why were you screaming? She's like, someone touched me. And I'm like, it wasn't me. I did not touch you. I wasn't even near you. She's like, well, why did you scream? And I'm like, because you screamed. You know, we both ran and jumped in and closed the doors and locked it. It's like, seriously, like locking the doors is going to keep a ghost out of your truck? Really?
So this is an anatomically correct skull. These cracks are actually here. They're bigger when you're a child. When your head grows, they seal back up. And we're wondering, what are these holes here? And he said that maybe it's to hold the skull up and present it to your friends, and you're holding your enemy's skull up. Or and then I said,
say that.
I said
He
that.
said that.
Oh, okay. And then I said maybe it's like, so one of us said maybe it's a bowling hole.
That was me.
Yeah, you bowl it. And then I said there's also these holes you bowl with. It's a very interesting anatomy the skull has. It has nature's bowling finger holes.
And now you have to wonder if the skulls of your enemy are dishwasher safe.
No, but there's definitely, I believe, spirits in here. Like some people say that they see a child, you know, but there's definitely someone who walks the halls on a regular basis. There's a lot of history here, a lot of history. Back in the day, the cowboys used to pay to house their horses and feed their horses for the evening, and then they would go up into the attic and they would dig their spurs into the big timber rafters and sleep on the rafters up in the attic. When you go up there, you can see their spur marks and everything in the timbers.
Victor.
2 weeks ago, they were doing some repairs in room 4 downstairs, and there was no one in the inn, and the ranger went to knock on the door, and you could hear singing like la 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 and water. And so he went to get Leanne to make sure that there was nobody in that room. And when they went to the room together, they could both hear the scales, la 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 la. So, and then they opened the door and it stopped and there was nobody in that room. But it sounded like a woman practicing in the room, so.
I want to ask you just like a question. So, how many ghosts do you think are in this hotel?
Oh my goodness. I'd have to say a couple. I would have to say at least a few.
So it's not the same one, it's not the older one?
Not always. Now I've heard lots of people say that they've heard a woman. Men and women obviously have different rhythms in the way they walk. And when I was in the basement and could hear the spirit walking, it sounded like a man. It had like the rhythm of a man. But up here before, I've heard someone walking here in the ballroom while I was working over here, and I came over here to look, and it was just like a shuffle kind of walk. It wasn't, like a solid pounding, but it was like a shuffle walking.
So if someone was going to see a ghost in this hotel, which area would be the area that they might get to see one?
That I could not answer because there's been a lot of experiences by folks all over.
Right.
So, as well as outside. There's been, ghosts outside.
I was taking pictures out there last night trying to figure it out.
Oh, all the time it feels like someone's watching you.
Oh, nice.
Here, when you're working, it really feels like somebody is watching you. A decade and a half ago, someone was murdered in the park.
Oh.
So They were thinking maybe.
You never know.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, it hasn't really
So
been
when you
that
say
long
the
ago.
park, the place that's just right behind us, the trees area?
No,
or-
no. The park down the road. Have you guys been down there?
No.
So if you just go all the way down Main Street, at the very end, it dead ends into Wolf Creek Park. It is. Now across the street, there's the bridge. That's actually Old Highway 99. And that used to be the traveled highway. Now it dead ends into the freeway. And that bridge right there, people hang there and drink and party. And a guy was so drunk he fell off the bridge and broke his neck. And
Wow.
yeah, my husband and I are both EMTs. And that's have you been to the cemetery yet?
No.
Oh, we have a historic cemetery as well.
Well, I've been to the cemetery out in Golden, but I heard that's only a makeup cemetery.
Yeah, no, that
Okay,
was
so-
put there for when they used to film Gunsmoke.
That's what the caretakers of Golden
Right.
said.
So, and there is a cemetery. You go under the train trestle, and you go about 1/8 of a mile, and you'll see a sign that says cemetery, and it's a very, very old cemetery. There are markers that say man found on Oregon Trail and stuff like that. Some that go back like to the 1860s, 1870s.
Okay, so let me remember this. We got to go to the park down here.
Mhm.
That's Wolf Creek Park.
Yes.
And then we need to go to the cemetery,
Mhm.
which is
It's on Lower Wolf Creek Road, which
Lower
you go
Wolf
right
Creek Road.
under the train trestle and
Uh-huh.
just follow it around.
Okay.
And then you'll see that the park will be, I mean, the cemetery is like about 1/8 of a mile, and you just go up a little dirt road, and it'll be on your left.
Okay.
So, have you guys ever taken the back way to Golden?
Well, I
mean, not from Golden to Galeese.
No, I don't know what Galeese is.
Oh, okay. Now, Galeese is, it just burned down recently. But it's a place where you can get raft rentals and stuff like that. It's a small town. It's pretty historic also. It's an absolutely beautiful drive. Beautiful drive. So you go past the cemetery and you just follow this road. It's about 15 miles, 18 miles. At some places, it's a single lane highway. It'll take you to Graves Creek Bridge, and you can go over the bridge. And right there at the bridge area, once you go over to the bridge, if you go to the right, you park your car and you can go to Rainy Falls. And it's about a 2-mile hike there and back,
Oh, wow.
but it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Thanks for watching Ghost Hunting at Wolf Creek Inn. I want to take a moment to say, staying here at Wolf Creek was really inspiring. In fact, it inspired me to make this video. And I always felt safe here. And I never was really scared. But I was curious. And it was really interesting. I hope you like this, and I hope you'll come out and check out Wolf Creek Inn. I think you'll like it too.